This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to Coffee with Kenobi. This is your weekly spoiler-free place for Star Wars community and conversation. Here we are for the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser pre-show. I am here in Cory Clubb's palatial estate, CWK South Studios. I'm here in his actual studio. Cory, it's great to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad you could come down and be a part of CWK South. I'm
very excited. We road trip today. Mason and I and Tom drove about a little of 7.5 hours to get here. We've never been to your house before, so this is awesome. We're very excited because tomorrow we're going to wake up really early and head down to Orlando, Florida for the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Of course, we're going to do the CWK meetup first at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar at 7 o'clock in Disney Springs. But before that, and I know this is going to be a show where we've got lots of clips from lots of experiences. I don't know what you're both the most excited about and what questions you have about this incredible experience on the Halcyon.
Wow. I don't know necessarily anything. I know that this is an event, this is an experience, and that's how it's kind of being offered, right? I want to know where, the real life ends and the experience begins. Where is there a moment that there's you enter something, or I don't even know. I guess
good.
I that was so philosophical.
That was
I'm not
cool.
even sure where to go with that. So, hey, I'm Tom, by the way.
Yeah, I was just about to. Oh, I thought he was your butler.
Oh, he just lives in the closet over there.
I just rode in the car.
Yeah. Trunk, apparently.
I was like, Mason, what's this man doing?
Who is this person?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
This is very much like a CWK.
This is like Porter. Yes, we're also here with Tom Gross. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. That was a long, that drive should have been about 7 hours. It ended up being about 10 hours.
Because
when
of
you
traffic.
Think about it. Yeah, because of traffic north of Nashville. But nonetheless, what was your question?
I just let him say, I'm Tom, by the way. I want to know what your pre-question you have. He want to know, when does the reality end and the fiction world begin? And I think I can tell you, when you walk up to the building, you will be greeted, and they will come out and make sure that you're checked in, and they will give you your Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser magic bands, and they will say something akin to give yourself permission to play, and it's on.
Oh, cool.
It's right away.
So, I mean, we listened to some of your past shows.
Episode 500 and 502.
Yeah, and so that gave me some context to work with, because I had tons and tons of questions. And I remember you said, before you ask questions, let's listen to some of the shows, and maybe they'll answer the questions for you. And they did. Okay. So some questions that I had were like, what kind of character do I play when I'm in this? Like, do I make my own character? Do they give me a card that says you are so-and-so and you're going to do this? I wasn't sure exactly how that worked, but I'm excited about it because I get to decide who I am. And one of the things that was really exciting when you said, you may start at this type of a faction, or, you're going to be first order, but you might change your mind somewhere along the way. So I'm like, wow, this is going to be awesome. And another thing that I was super excited about when I was listening to those shows is how everybody said it's a 3-day, 2-night experience, but it really kind of feels like you've been on the ship for 4 or 5 days because of all the stuff that happens. So I'm totally pumped for that as well. So a few other things about the preview of the Starcruiser is, the things that I've heard are totally immersive. And wow, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, that kind of gets to your question of like, where does reality begin? But I was trying to, without any knowledge, trying to associate it with what else do I know that would be something similar to this. And the only thing I could come up with was a Disney cruise.
Yeah,
because there is a little bit of reality and fantasy in that when you walk on to the ship. and you just have the glory, and they're all applauding you and all that kind of thing. So
Huh.
I was kind of in my mind thinking it's probably going to be something like that, except it's Star Wars. And what could be possibly better than that?
No, it's great. The level of detail is going to blow your mind away, but it won't surprise you because you're a big fan of Disney and the Disney properties.
Yeah.
But there's so much that the thing that he asked me, what are the choices? So you can either align with the Resistance, the First Order, you can be a smuggler, or you can be a Jedi. Oh. So you have to decide, and what you're doing throughout and the choices you make and who you talk to and how you answer the questions that you get on your communicator will depend on how your story goes. And it may change, you may change allegiances several times. And additionally, when we went on the media event, they said you can either pick all the same questions together as a family because you all have your own communicators,
right?
Or you can just all do your own thing. And we sort of thought, let's everybody do their own thing and kind of see where our stories would take us.
That was my question is, okay, we're going as 4 people. Do we split up at certain times? Or like, okay, well, so I'm going left, you're going right type thing?
It might happen that way. It depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. And you can do as much or as little as you want to.
That's my second question is, so also going into this, there's appearance of, to me, like, I want to do everything, right? I'll do it all, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe your path takes you a certain way.
It's impossible to do it all. So there's some things you will do. On your communicator, you'll have your itinerary. The stuff that's bolded in yellow, that's highlighted in yellow, those things are like the mandatory, and you won't want to miss them.
Okay. I was reviewing that this week, and I was thinking through, like, okay, what if I want to just go take a breather or take a refresher, if you will?
Yeah.
Can I do that too, or am I beholden to a certain timeline or schedule?
The stuff that's highlighted in yellow is the stuff that you won't want to miss.
It doesn't seem like those are dinners or activities that are
lightsaber training, bridge training.
Okay, so then let me ask this question: if I choose a character that's not a Jedi, do I get to do the Jedi training, or is that
those things are in yellow? Everybody does. That's kind of part of the perks of signing up. It's like one of the cool things you get to do. Okay. When we get on the ship tomorrow, between 11 and 2. Is just everybody just shows up and gets, and you just kind of get your lay land. There are tours. I can give you a tour. We can just do an official tour.
Oh, cool.
And then at 2 things just start to kind of happen.
Okay.
But we also get lunch on there as well, and there's a lot of great food. And we listen to the food show with AJ and Molly, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get my stomach stapled because I can't wait to just gorge.
So I'm okay. Sorry, I'm picturing. I'm back to the character because you know I can't help but play a character in this. This is made when we sit down to dinner, do we stay in character? And when we're sharing our day, do I withhold information? Therefore, you won't know that I'm a smuggler or First Order or something like that.
I think the character stuff is really more about when you're interacting with the cast.
Oh, okay.
But with us, yeah. But if you want to do that, if you want to be a method actor, that's fine too.
There's always a first.
Yes.
Yeah. Just if I'm First Order, you better not. You better watch yourselves at night.
Oh.
Yeah.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Well, just saying.
So I will say I've cobbled together a small but modest cosplay outfit I plan on wearing.
I can't wait.
When do I don that? Do I don it before?
See, it depends. Some people will get it on right away, and some people wait till the next day. Like I'm planning on doing my stuff after we get back from Galaxy's Edge, personally.
Cool.
But I don't think there's a wrong time.
Right.
You can do it whenever.
So I want to your point, Tom, I want to be in character and I want to go all in. I want to, if I'm doing this, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
like this is it. Like, go in and enjoy for what it is. And honestly, I think if you go in with that feeling, those around you, your crew, plus the actors, I think they'll have a blast. I mean, that's what they're there for, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm anticipating. What are some things I'm not anticipating and I should maybe be like, hey, keep this in mind?
I honestly, the main advice I'll give you is just embrace the moment. Don't overthink it. And they do such a good job of immersing you in such a way that you're going to feel part of it. And everybody on that ship's going through the same things you are. You just have fun, just play, and just have a great time, and you will. You don't know what your way is out there for you. And it's going to be so special.
So, question: I left something in your car. How would I go back and get it?
So there's actually, I can tell you, but it will sort of break the story for
Okay.
you. But
Don't wanna
it's
break it.
possible.
Okay.
Very possible.
Okay. They
Yeah.
probably put a bag over my head and carry me out to the car and retrieve the item and
You're put into a room with a bunch.
Yeah, mobster style.
You're put in the room with a bunch of Nerfs, and there's a herder that will escort you out with a broom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so very good. This seems like a good place to stop before Cory asks more questions. So we will join you again shortly with sort of updates from our initial experiences on this incredible ship. See you real soon, everybody.
Yes.
Twas the night before the Halcyon, and all through the resort, not a porg was stirring, not even a Mason. Actually, Mason is stirring. Mason is here. I'm here. Tom is here. Cory's here. We have been, well, so the first thing you heard on the show was us talking about questions about the Halcyon. We were on day one of our road trip. Today we had a much longer road trip. Let's talk about it and about the amazing meetup tonight. Who wants to go first? All right, Cory's gonna go first.
Thanks, guys. Been talking all day, so my throat is really gravelly. But no, I'm good. This has been a crazy trip. We've had tons of hours logged in the car. 13 hours to be exact. Safe and sound, we landed in Disney for sure. Knocked out some podcasts that'll be coming your way. If you're part of the CWK pour over, you'll get some extra special shows. So look forward to those as well. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, feel free to jump on and check those out and see what you like there. Lots of content there, and more coming your way too. But as far as shows go, and just today, which has been kind of whirlwind, really, a lot of time in the car and getting to Disney, getting in our room ourselves, a lot of logistics. But we're here. We're feeling good. We got to meet up at Jock Lindsay's down at Disney Springs, and it was great to see everybody that met up there, and it was a huge crowd. We had almost a whole boat to ourselves, literally. So great to see everybody and get to see them in the flesh. I think that we talked about, we hadn't seen some of these people since Chicago, Celebration Chicago. So pretty cool times and big fun.
Yeah, I mean, the car ride actually, even though it was a very long car ride, it went pretty fast. I mean, the conversation was good, and you know, it's fun traveling across the country to me, seeing the different landscapes. I mean, how many hours did we go downhill from basically Nashville until past Atlanta? Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the car ride. You know, getting to Walt Disney World was something else for me. I haven't been here since 1979 when I was 9 years old, and I don't remember it at all, really, from that time. And so it's been super cool just to sort of see the property, and I've barely seen any of it, but just to be on the property itself. To go to Disney Springs was a ton of fun. And it's cool because I have the comparison to, or we all have the comparison to Anaheim. And so already I get the feel of the expanse of Disney World, just being at Disney Spring. It seems much larger. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that, but it seems much larger. And you guys tell me I've only really seen 1/3 of it.
Could fit in the parking lot of the Magic Kingdom.
Okay. So that's super cool. But when we got to where the meetup was, I think maybe I made this up in my head, but when we walked through the door, I'm pretty sure there was some cheering.
Oh, yes.
I think everyone was so glad to see us, and just we were running late and all of that, and we were busy footseeing and things like that. But it's fun to see everybody. Footseeing, playing footsie. That's wait. Was I in the wrong place? No, it was just super cool to see everybody. Everyone was so happy, and just to talk and visit with everyone was a ton of fun.
Yes, the car ride felt like 5 hours instead of 13 hours because all of our shows that we did didn't really pass the time. And then when we got here, we couldn't unlock our door because we didn't have the Wi-Fi turned on, and then we were late, and then it was like a lot.
It was a lot, but it was fun, and these are, of course, you two are some of my favorite people, and Mason is my person, and just so happy to be able to experience this with all of you. It was a 13-hour day. We got up at 4:30 and hit the road about 5 from Cory's house, and a 9.5-hour car ride took about 14 hours because there were multiple accidents in Tennessee, Georgia, and of course Florida. And those took a really long time. Certainly you hope and pray that everybody's okay in those accidents. They do cause a lot of traffic. And so that is a challenge, but we're just happy that we made her safe and sound at a blast. And like Mason said, we finally got into, what's that? The Google Maps? Oh yeah, the one of the original challenges was we got to Pop Century, so we thought it was some backwoods neighborhood in Kissimmee that it is certainly not a touristy area. So we're like, well, that's not good. We were already running late as it was, and then we ended up going back to where we're supposed to be, and it took another 30 minutes. And then we got to our hotel room. We couldn't unlock our door, so we had to go back to the front desk, wait for the line, get back. So we were like an hour and a half late to our own meetup. But fortunately, everybody there was so wonderful, so cool. Help me remember everybody who was there. So we had Terry King and his wife, Blake Weaver and his wife, Andrew wasn't there. Aaron Harris was there. Mary and Chaz were there. Mary's sister was there. Christina Stevenson and her friend were there. David Motters and his best friend are going to be on the Halcyon with us. Were there. Liberty Timmons and her mother was there. Tanya Lamb came from Lola Lamb Chops. Is that everybody? I think so. It was an amazing group. It was a wonderful group. Everybody, and of course the four of us. Everyone was so patient, so kind, and so great. It was what a wonderful welcome to walk in there and see everybody and see their smiling faces. And we had like that section of Jack Lindsay's all to ourselves. Okay. It was fabulous. It was so much fun. Then we walked around Disney Springs a little bit and did some shopping, of course, in one of the Star Wars shops, Marvel shop, and then back to the Star Wars shop again. And then tonight is the last time Mason will be on a podcast as a 9-year-old because tomorrow he turns 10. We're very excited for that. We're going to check in on the Halcyon at 1 in the afternoon. We're going to plan on sleeping in a little bit because I think we have earned that. But it's been really fun, a lot of laughs. As Cory mentioned, we recorded a lot of great CWK pullovers in the car for the road trip that I think you're really going to enjoy. To find out more about that, go to coffeewithkenobi.com/CWK Alliance. Did I miss anything, or are we ready to sign off for now?
Excited. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good about tomorrow. I'm excited. A lot of people are excited to get on the Halcyon and take a part in that and experience. We're all kind of like, what do you think it's going to be like? What do you think? It's just like, it's so great to be able to be part of a group of folks that are jazzed up about Star Wars, the community, the podcast, just in general. It feels like a mini celebration, if you will, on a Star Wars cruise line.
Absolutely. And if anything, it's almost like, in a way, it's almost better adjacent to Celebration because it's just much more of a close-knit, intimate feel because everybody is hanging out together for the same stuff. We're doing the same things together. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention how I think the thing that's on my mind the most about the Halcyon, besides, I mean, just the ship itself and the food and everything that we've talked about, is this, like the characters that we get to play. I wanted to share that on the way over to Disney Springs, I'm sitting next to Cory, and I said, "So, Cory, how's your character coming along?" And Cory gives me a side eye and says, "I'm way past where you are," or whatever it was. I'm way ahead of you. That's what it was. And so that was fun. I mentioned that to Dave Motters, and so then So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. It sounds like a blast, and I've no doubt it will be. So I got some work to do before we board, I believe.
My Joaquin monkey lizard costume fits really well. I can't wait. Nice. I can't wait to do it. And I'm excited, so excited. I think Mason and I are doing a really good job of kind of keeping things under the Carillion vest to not spoil any surprises. But I cannot wait to walk on that ship, get our pictures outside. There's so much fun. So we're going to sign off, get some rest. We will be back tomorrow morning with more fun from this amazing CWK Mouse Fan Travel road trip. I want to also thank, again, Becky Mankin and her team at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for helping to make this such an amazing, amazing vacation. May the stars light your way. We'll see you soon.
This is Vanessa Marshall, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi.
KiwiCo is defying the future of play by making it engaging, enriching, and seriously fun. They create super cool hands-on projects designed to create a lifelong love for learning among kids, which as a teacher and a parent, you know I value a whole lot. Each month, KiwiCo delivers crates packed with fun and sparks creativity with kid-friendly topics and activities. Discover subscription lines for kids of all ages, ranging from infants and preschoolers to teens and beyond. The latest project that Mason and I worked on was the Make It Yourself Bottle Rocket. This is for ages 9+. You can learn about pressure and chemistry, and I don't know what was more fun, building this thing, the excitement and anticipation, or launching it into the air. Seriously, we had the best time. I actually have goosebumps when I'm talking about it now because the look on his face when that thing launched into the sky. Plus, he was asking me all kinds of cool questions about air pressure and, while he didn't necessarily say carbon dioxide and chemical reactions, that's where his brain was going. And I love that this is something that's educational and fun that can get him excited about learning, about using his mind and his brain, and just cultivating this fascination for science and learning, which again, parent, teacher, hello, you know how much I value and absolutely love that. You can redefine learning with play, explore hands-on projects to build creative confidence and problem-solving skills with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month, plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com/CWK. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/CWK. All right, here we are. I am in my favorite place on the Halcyon, the Sublight Lounge. I'm here with Tom, Cory, and from Star Wars Reactions, David Motters. David, well, of all of you, this is your first time on the Halcyon. Give me your initial impressions and what has impressed you so far?
This is incredible. The immersiveness, I knew from your coverage of this last year that it was immersive, but I didn't realize it was this way in terms of not just a data pad. I'm in the room and D3's telling me stuff. I see Cory 1 second and he's following Captain Keevan. Right, I see Tom and he's doing other stuff, and it's unbelievable. I'm impressed with the immersiveness, the interaction of characters. They're constantly around us, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Exceeded my expectations.
I'm so glad. I have actually done more interactivity than I did on the entire last voyage because I don't know. I'm more in the spirit of it from the sense of I'm actually in costume, which I wasn't in costume before. And I think seeing you do it, I mean, we did it as a family, but this is more like an interaction, like you're in a Star Wars game with people who I know play Star Wars, quote unquote, the way I do. And another thing, I am so full, I have a headache from being full, but I don't want to stop eating because it's all so good.
This is one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had as a Star Wars fan. I mean, it's so like Dave said, it's so immersive, and it puts you right in the middle of the action at all times. You're constantly finding things to do. Check your data pad, running into characters. I thought, this will just be kind of like a fun little thing to interact with, and a themed hotel, if you will. But it's so much beyond that. It is. If you ever wanted to experience Star Wars in real life, this is it. This is Star Wars in real life.
Dave and Cory, you both mentioned the immersiveness of it, and until you hear, I really don't think you can understand how deep it is. You really do feel like a character in a Star Wars story, and like the marketing has said, you can do as much or as little as you want. And I said to Dan about 15 minutes ago, I said, I wish I could be at 3 different places at one time, because there is so much going on in this experience. And same thing, you guys. I'm constantly checking my data pad to see who sent me a message and who hasn't sent me a message. I think I've kind of revealed my allegiances a little hard, but you know what? I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide, gentlemen.
Well, spoken like a true person of
Order.
of order. Person of order. Thank you.
Safety.
I like my freedom free, but that's okay.
Freedom isn't free.
We learned that on the way here. That's right.
Lots of signs.
Anyway, this experience, like you said, Tom, you kind of are directed to, pick a side and follow the directions and stuff. But it's fun to interact with our friends that are on, with us, ask questions and get to be in character. Just like I said, just be immersed as much as we want to be, and you can't help but not be. I feel like, you want to dress up and people walking through, characters walking through, making sure that we're all good and dandy here. So he's unlocking something. I don't know what's going on here. Right in the middle of this live.
Yeah, see, while you are doing your thing, there are these little kiosks that you go to and you scan your magic band. It's your band for Chandrilla, for the Star Lines, for the Halcyon. You're constantly being updated to go and do different things. Characters walk around, they interact with you. They ask you to go to different places and scan your magic band for other things. We've met SK620, the special astromech droid that's here. Stormtroopers are walking around. I saw someone hiding Chewbacca from the First Order because we're the part of the mission where the First Order is certainly threatening to cause problems and havoc. Well, this guy, as manager, is over here trying to coerce someone into something nefarious. It's great. I mean, seriously, this is like Star Wars Space Camp. I mean, I have so many more extra things to advertise this thing for.
First Order troopers are just here.
All right, so what about you? First, share your name with us and tell us about your experiences. Oh, yeah, everybody's a part of this. This is Coffee with Kenobi. Tell us about what you've noticed so far.
First impressions.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Lots of details on the ship. Very immersive. Droids wandering around like we thought there would be. Interaction with the crew.
And what is your name, sir?
I'm Dax. That's all I can give up right now.
Fair. See, we're in character. What if you were not on the ship? What would your name be?
Oh, Stephen Clink.
Yes, and Stephen, you and David are buddies. How do you two know each other?
Well, Steve and I, we've known each other since we were 5 years old.
Wow.
We grew up in little tiny Elma, Michigan.
So 20 years ago.
Dan, I love you. This is why I hang with you, man. Strangely enough, I was telling him, your high school, our high school, Panthers, school colors, black and orange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
everyone asks me if I like Halloween. I'm like, no.
No.
I mean, I do, but that's not why I'm wearing the orange and black.
Yeah. So we grew up there and grew up loving Star Wars. I was more than him, but I'll tell you what, when you announced this idea for a CWK cruise, I call him in Phoenix, Arizona. I said, dude, you want to do it? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. And so we, here we are roughly, 50 years later, 49 years technically, still friends and doing cool stuff like this.
I love it. So let's talk about
Hold on, we're going to go get a picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Feel free, get a video like this whole interview thing too. Oh, Tom is up there posing by the bar, doing his thing. And Mason, to no one's surprise who's ever listened to the show, Mason is over there playing Sabacc and winning and teaching people how to play. And he somehow is like a magnet for people his own age. And I am proud of him as a dad. And it is, again, his birthday, as I've said 1,000 times. When other people win, he's congratulating them, which I think is very, very cool. So what kind of drinks are we having, gentlemen?
Yeah. I have a bad motivator. And Steve...
Oh, is that an IPA?
This is an IPA.
Same.
Oh, you're having it too? Yeah. Okay. We both had Cloud of Besman earlier here in the Sublight Lounge. That's what Tom's got right now. So, but yeah, no, I originally had this down at Olga's Cantina when I first went with friends, just before this Batu East opened up. Yeah.
Cool. And so what about, Cory, what are you having to drink? What did you order? Yoink?
This is the Golden Squadron Lager. It's quite delicious, quite refreshing. And just love just hanging out and just talking about Star Wars, talking about our experiences. And this is like the ultimate. This is this is better, dare I say, than Celebration.
Yeah.
Because I think it's with friends. And like, this thing too is like, I love that we see each other. We go off and do something and just like, oh, how was that experience? And compare notes and be able to enjoy ourselves through the meals, through the interactions, through the experiences. We have a whole nother day of this. So totally looking forward to it.
Totally good. And Tom, what is it that you are drinking? Or ever have you received your... Oh, yeah, he does have a drink. Tom, what do you have, buddy?
So, I'm going to go with Steve here. My name is not Tom. That is not what I'm going by this weekend.
I could have done that.
So I am Kennesaw Warren. Yes, in my glass here in the lounge, I have I'm trying to look it up here. It's delicious. It is the Cloud of Bespin.
What's in it? You describe it for us if you could.
It's so, I guess without looking at what's in it, it's got this white cloudy top that the waitress said for sure I'd get on my nose. So I've been doing my best to not let that happen.
Well, unfortunately.
Because, yeah, okay, all right. Well, yeah, let me wipe it off here. But it has a nice, it's a lemony taste when you first get it in. And then that rum flavor kind of takes over when you get a full mouth in there and you give it a swallow. It tastes so good. So, the Cloud of Bespin. Good drink.
All right, so we have another guest who has never been on Coffee with Kenobi before, but we met for the first time at Star Wars Celebration Europe, which was in London a couple of months ago. But Liberty Timmons is one of the people who's joined the Coffee with Kenobi MEI Mouse Fan Travel Trip. Liberty, welcome to the show, and more importantly, welcome to the Halcyon. How's your time been?
It's been great so far. We've been super busy. There's so many things to do, so many things to see, so many things to interact with. It's been great. It's been great seeing everybody that I interact with on our Coffee with Kenobi group. It's been so nice to see everybody in person.
Well, it's super cool to see you and your mom. It's good to see the two of you having fun together. What are some things that you've done so far that are already automatic highlights for you?
I think the data pad interactions with the cast and crew members, getting to get pulled aside and be told things, being invited to different things, just interacting and seeing everybody run around in the hallway like little children, and seeing Cory and Tom and everybody just running around. Terry's having a blast. Terry's having a blast. He's just like a little child. So it's just great seeing everybody having such a good time and having such a good time with everybody.
That's the thing, and we were just talking about this. It's so cool to walk around and see everybody that you know. Like, this is really truly an experience that is better with your friends that become like family because of this amazing franchise and these great opportunities that Disney has provided for us. And you mentioned Terry. I said to him at dinner, "My gosh, are you hosting the Oscars? Every time I see you, you're wearing a different outfit. He always looks great."
He did.
So we're going to take a little break, but much more to come.
There we go.
All right, we have finished day one. We were hanging out in the lounge. Again, broken record here, but Mason is playing Sabak. So we're all hanging out in the Sublight Lounge. We've got many more of our friends here that are part of the Coffee with Kenobi Mouse Fan Travel Crew. Let's bring in some more of our friends. Please introduce yourselves and say what has been your favorite thing so far about today. We'll start with, how about you, young lady?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Dan, you did that on purpose. Hello, this is Mary Purdue, and I think one of the best things today has been being with the CWK crew and getting to find out all the great things on the Halcyon with our friends. That's been one of the best things.
That's perfect. While we're doing this, we're going to get to you, Chaz. We are passing out. I've ordered 3 of my favorite appetizers, and we're going to be giving some food tips for the Halcyon. I will say this dip right here is great with the tuber chips. Probably my favorite thing that you're going to experience here. But this dip is going to be amazing with the green beans that are coming out pretty soon. So keep that in mind. That is actually a Matt Martin tip. So keep that in mind. All right, Chaz. Well, introduce yourself in case your name is Chaz. And tell what you've enjoyed most so far. You can do your character too, but also who you are.
I am Chaz Purdue. I think so far my favorite part.
It's hard.
It is hard. I don't know. So far, my favorite little interaction was I was hacking a console and stormtroopers walked up and just kind of casually talked to me. So far, that's my favorite.
Thank you. All right, Chaz is about to have his first libation. So hey, no pressure. We're going to see what he thinks. This is an acquired taste. We'll get back to you. All right. Next up, long time. She has recently been on CWK Pro Over as the CWK Alliance Spotlight member. Now an expert on the Halcyon, Kato.
Yeah, we're all extras here. Oh, and the appetizers have arrived.
And are you guys ready?
We are, maybe.
Smoke rising out of the appetizer.
With bacon and jalapeno and a smoked Gouda.
Thank you.
My honor.
Whoa, that is beautiful and
That's good,
smoky.
man. I think they're all good.
Wow. So I'm Kato McNichol, and my favorite thing so far has been I have met some amazing kids on this thing who have been next to me either at dinner or over in the control room showing me how to run the shields and being wonderful teachers, as well as totally participating, watching them participate in the storyline, in speaking with characters, in showing up and being at the center of some of the scenarios that are going down here on this starship. That has been wonderful.
One more for you. This one didn't hold a
I'm so glad.
original, so I'm glad we did the original. 1, 2, 3. Same deal, you guys. We have a black goat cheese, a smoked Gouda, white cheddar, bacon, and jalapeno.
Yum yum. Up next.
Right here,
Oh, hello. I am going to agree with Kato. I think that I was so impressed with how smart the kids are running around getting clues, crawling through Jeffrey's tubes or whatever they are. I don't know what they're doing. And
They've helped us solve a number of
oh my
problems.
gosh, yes, they've helped us so much. I think I might rely on the kids more than I do the staff. And then I enjoyed the bridge ups a lot. Bridge ups was a lot of fun.
Did you introduce yourself?
Oh, I said I'm Deb.
Oh, perfect.
I suck.
We're saying what we appreciate the most.
What you've enjoyed the most.
Oh, and
do you have a name too?
Yes.
I know people know your voice.
Yes. This is Hawaiian Hux, Hawaiian Hal, aka David Motters, from Star Wars Reactions and formerly the CWK Network. I think the thing that I've been most impressed with is the immersiveness. As soon as you say it, here comes another crew member, Captain Keevan or Lenka Mock. We just got done watching the end of the first night, and I turn around and I see Cory Clubb, and all of a sudden here comes Lieutenant Croy behind him saying, "Make away," and Cory's backing up, and 2 First Order troopers are coming behind him, and everywhere you look, there's an immersive nature to it. So not just what we're doing, but these characters, the people they have doing this, these actors, we were just talking about it, to interact with the people on board and then go back to remembering all of your lines. I'm so impressed. So I've loved it. It's been beyond what could be described, and I see why it is what it is. It's unreal, unbelievable.
I am known as Ryder Nakai while I'm aboard the Starcruiser, also aka Terry King. I would have to say my favorite thing that I've noticed so far is just what a couple of years already said here. It has to be with the kids, and I just love to see their expressions. not only when they see the characters, who work aboard the Starcruiser, or when they see SK, but when they see other kids that are like him and adults are like, who are all dressed up and just ready to go and immerse themselves in everything. I can't help but to think that when I was a kid, the type of imagination that I had, just being so young in life, not having any limits of what you can think about, and where you can go with that imagination. Sometimes, with most of us here, there's certain key things in our lives that we have as kids that stick with us, as our favorite times. And I think one of my favorite things here is also knowing that I'm seeing kids that also have they're experiencing their, some of the best childhood memories that they're ever going to have. I'm watching them experience it, and it's just kind of making me feel like what it was like when I was a kid too.
So on the Halcyon, I am known as Kennesaw Warren. Otherwise, I'm Tom Gross. And I think earlier I talked about the immersion aspect and becoming part of a story that I was absolutely loving. But as the day has gone on, one of my favorite things is that I walk down the hallway, come around the corner, and there's Terry King messing around on one of those things on the wall, getting an adventure. Information terminals. And then I go down the stairs, and there's Mary and Chaz. And Mary says, "Don't look at what we're doing. You can't see what we're doing." I'm like, "Well, who do you think I am?" And then stormtroopers come walking in, and you got that. And then there's Cory and Dan someplace in the atrium, and I've come across all of you in different places, and it's just so cool to be in this story, and then realize that we're all here in the story, and having dinner all together was just so phenomenal. And so I think I don't know, today I think that has been, as the day concludes, that has been my takeaway, and the best part is just seeing all of you who I know and taking part in this story that I'm playing too. So that's been a lot of fun.
Hello, my name is Ryder7. Cory Clubb to you folks out there. To you. But yeah, like we've said before, like everyone's been saying, the immersion it's almost, you can't describe it. It's a sense of stepping right into a Star Wars story, being part of it, living it out. And I want to compliment, I know a lot of people have said, the interaction stuff. I want to say the food. We got here and arrived, got upstairs, kind of got the quick little tour. Then we went right to our lunch buffet, and the food is spectacular. I've felt that it does feel otherworldly, but yet you don't know what you're eating, but you're trying it anyway. You don't know how to place flavors in your mouth, but yet it's okay to try something new. I love that aspect of it. It feels Star Wars. I've not once stepped out of this world. I feel like I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't know if the sun is out or not. But that's great. That's a great feeling. It's fun. And like you said, every corner you see somebody doing something or finding something new or checking your data pad for something. And it's just fantastic. It's high recommended. I can't imagine this is a Star Wars fan dream come true.
One more time. Right. Once again, this is Dax Hondo, originally from Jakku. Being someone who toes the line of bounty hunting and smuggling, I'm really impressed with the enduring faith of the Resistance. These people just do not give up. But what I love most are the details. What brings this place to life for me is the lighting, the material they use in the seats, and the countertops. We have sea urchins floating in a vase in the bar, and it's really like stepping onto a movie set. It's just so realistic, and I love that.
So that sound you heard was my son winning another hand of sabacc. So I guess we're giving our names. So my name, I'm sort of cheating. I'm taking my Dungeons and Dragons favorite character name, which is Zedai, which is a play on Zaire and Jedi. So I'm simply known as Zedai. I'm from a place far off in the Outer Rim. It's called Ashto. And we don't get a lot of visitors, but when we do, special things happen. And this is a special thing, too. Honestly, it's just seeing all of you together. One of the things I was most excited about was sitting in the lounge with all of our people, enjoying appetizers and laughs and drinks and memories and talking Star Wars and just sharing our lives and breaking bread together. That's one of the most basic and wonderful and important signs of community and fellowship and friendship. So I'm going to toast all of you. As we do here on the Halcyon, we say Tabuite. So let's do a big, this sounds so funny to say if you're not on the ship, but trust me, Tabuite! Tabuite!
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
There's no one here.